Jesus told this parable to his disciples. And the story begins with an old man. Old man, are you out there? And this old man and his staff, a wealthy man. He was a tired man, so he sat down. Okay. He had two sons. One was an older son, one was a younger son.
Michael, you sit. Mama's got you to sit. Okay.
And they were standing in the field. And they were looking at one another. Right here. There you go. Face one another. Now, the older son put his hands toward the side and said, "Man, I love it here. I love my dad right there. I like to go out in the garden. I like to get all the vegetables. I like to go home to my family and have a good meal." The younger son put his hands on his hips and he looked out toward the countryside where the corn was growing. All right, and he said, "Man, I don't like it here at all. If I could just get out of here, one day I'm gone. I'm going to the big city and I'm going to live a real life." So the older son went back into the field and went to go make this stuff. The younger son got this big idea in his head that if I would just go to the father and ask him for something.
I can't get you.
And he said, "Dad, I want half of my inheritance right now. I know that you live a long life and all that, and I sure could use my money right about now. You seem to know where the money is, don't you, son?" Okay. That's not money. Yeah. Oh, under the counter. There you go. And so he gives the money to his son. His son, my back hurts, but I'll stand up anyway. He said, "Son, I'm just going to tell you that, you're a grown man now. You do what you want. I ain't going to keep you here on the farm. You're going to be sorely missed. You free to go?" And the son went off to a far, far away land. But not so far that he could come back. He came back this way. As his journey came forward, he landed to the place that no one knows about because no one never told him what the land was called. But there was some party people there in the city. Big city loves to party. And so he went to make some new friends by giving them money. And first he went to the landlord. Several weeks. All right, and he went and made a new friend right there, gave him some money. And said, "Hey, can I come party at your house?" Got a little girlfriend there, paid her some money. That's part of the story. Give it all. You spent all your money. He was just a happy camper. He just spent all the money. Now, time to pay the rent again? So, one day it happened to him. He ran out of money. He reached into his money bag and found nothing. Well, so let's see. All right, he reached in the bag, he turned the bag inside out, hoping to find a coin. There was nothing there. Time to pay the rent. He went to go pay the rent, and the landlord said, "What? You ain't got no rent money. You can't stay here." So he went to his newfound friend there and thought all that money he spent on him, he could stay there. He asked if he could stay there, and that fellow looked at his watch. Then he turned back in, but he looked at it, and he said, "Well, look at the time, I got to go. I don't know about it. Sorry about your troubles." All right, so he went on back to his house, and so he said, "Well, that's all right, I'll go to my other friend." So he went to the other friend and said, "Can I stay with you?" And she said something like, put her hands in there, "My landlord ain't going to go for that. I'll see you later. Bye-bye." So now here he was, left all alone, broke, out of money. He needed a job. He needed to eat. So he went up to the landlord and asked me again. The landlord told him, "Well, you go find a job somewhere else and come and pay the rent. But you got to go find a job. Go ask that farmer over yonder." So came over to the pig farmer. "Hey, everybody, what can I do for you?" And he said he needed a job. So I said, "There. Once you go, and the pig's kind of like walked out here to the center of the field." Alright, so the rich kid got tired. He said, I can't believe it. That man didn't feed me before sending me out here, and I'm hungry. He started talking to the pigs, and he said to the pigs, he said, man, what y'all eating there looks pretty good. And he said, that's shameful, you know, because I've got nothing to eat. As he sat there and looked, he got more and more hungry. Then he got to thinking, got another idea in his head. He said, well, you know, my dad's servants eat better than this. I bet you if I just went back home, I'm not worthy enough to be his son. If I just went back home, he could give me a job as one of his servants. I'll try that. See you later, piggies. This ain't for me. So he stood up, and he started his journey home from the far, far away land. Well, the father, the old man was, of course, still sitting in his chair, you know, because he's old. And his servants were about him. Okay, and the father started putting his hands to his head and started looking off to the stars. Who's that far, far away? And the servant started looking too. They started looking off to the distance. And he said, well, if I could go, he look, sweet, that's my son. That's my long-lost boy. That's my boy. Go out there and greet him. Before you go, who put the finest robe on him? Put a ring on his finger. Put some sugar about him. And so he went out there to go meet his son. He was happy to see him. And the servants put a robe about him. Oh, what a pretty robe it was. Put it on him nicely. He's worthy. Okay. But the son said to his father, Father, I'm not worthy of this. He said, I like to be a servant. I just need a job. I'm not worthy to be your son. I took half my inheritance and blew it. Why are you showing me so much kindness? And the father said, because you're my son, and I love you. And he gave him a high five. And so they started coming back, journeying back toward the house. And the father said, I'll tell you what, servants, go kill the fattest calf.
Did she,
So they clocked the calf in the head, started the fiesta. Alright, so they went back this way. And the father and
oh my goodness.
the jealous son came forward, and the town community, the farm community was also here and about. The party people caught word of it, and they sure didn't want to miss the party, so they came on over too. Because everybody in the whole town around the country knew his father had his son by. And the father said, this is my son. We're going to have a great time with him, and we're going to eat this cow, and we're going to have a good time. And then the jealous son, the angry son, you know, folded his arms, looked at his dad, and said, Dad, I don't understand you. I've been here with you all this time. I've worked in the fields. I've done everything you said. I've been loyal to you. Why are you treating him when he took half the money and blew it? And you're throwing a big party for him. You even killed the fattest calf.
No.
But you didn't kill no fat calf for me.
Oh my God.
So, anyway, pointing at his dad turned around and gave him a high five. He said, son, you've always been here. You know everything I've got. What's mine is yours. Everything I have is yours. But this is worth celebrating. For my son, when you see, he was dead. He was lost out there in the world. And he's come home. And now he's found. And let's celebrate. And everybody celebrated. Okay. Now, everyone to play that was up here, stay up here. We're more like these. Piggies, come on up here. Okay. Turn around, take a stage bow. Okay. Servants up here. Everybody's here. Okay, because we're having a celebration. All servants are here. Y'all should have been at the party or you missed the calf. But anyway, take a bow. All right. And go ahead. And everybody dispersed and went about their way. And I'll give you the meaning to the story. Now, the conclusion of this story, the reason Jesus told it, the way he told it to them, trying to explain things to them, was that Now, sometimes we do mess up. We make wrong decisions. And a lot of times we think the other person won't forgive us. If we love one another like Jesus has loved us, we can't forgive anybody. You know, we can do God's love, and we can reach out to one another person, and don't think what someone else would think. Don't think for them. Just do what God said. Ask for repentance. Ask for forgiveness. It's a lot easier to carry a chip on your shoulder. And by coming home, just remember, a lot of it, the story's about for backsliders mainly. You know, we're Christians already. Sometimes we mess up. We think we can't go back to God. But you can. He's always there with his arms open. He's ready to forgive you. And once you change your ways, because you probably learn from your ways. The wages of sin is death. And we're talking about spiritual death. So, anyway, that's the message I got out of it. And I hope that's the message you got out of it. And beat Bub and Billy's like that. Sign off now before I start taking the preacher's job.
Great job, Daddy.